Ever wish you had a blueprint to follow for a calmer, more focused life where you didn't feel stressed every single day? Today, I'm going to let you in on a time limited opportunity that I think you're going to want to hear about. So stay tuned for today's episode. Welcome to the Do More, Stress Less podcast. I'm your host, Alexis Hasselberger, a time management and productivity coach. In every episode, I give you actionable, practical tips to help you learn to use your time in a way that feels good to you every day. No more hustling, scrambling, or struggling to keep your head above water. So let's dive in, and soon enough, you'll be doing more and stressing less. Hey there, welcome to this bonus episode of the Do More, Stress Less podcast. I am so excited that you're here because today I'm sharing something that is just for you, my podcast listeners and my email subscribers. So, for a limited time, I'm going to be offering my signature program, Time Well Spent Coaching, at a special price, 30% off for you, as a huge thank you for being part of this community. And if you've been thinking about reclaiming your time, reducing your stress, actually feeling in control of your days on the regular, this is a way to fast track that progress. Now, the link is in the show notes. So if you do want to go check it out, please do that. Check it out while it's available because this is not going to last forever. But you also might be wondering, well, what exactly is time well spent coaching? And you know what? I want to walk you through it. So, as I mentioned, Time Well Spent Coaching is my signature program designed to help you take control of your time in a way that actually feels good. It is not about packing more into your already busy life. I will not be telling you to wake up at 5 a.m. and just do all the things before your kids wake up. I will certainly not be telling you to do a cold plunge. There will be no body hacking here. You'll never hear me say, oh, just try harder. This is a program about how to practically and tactically align your time with your goals and your values so that you can create real breathing room in your life, so that you can create boundaries where you need them, so that you can implement systems to help you offload the mental load. Stop keeping it all in your brain. Stop dropping balls and make time for all of those things you've been meaning to do, like, sleep, read a book, exercise, even just chill out and binge watch your favorite show on Netflix without guilt. Let me tell you a little bit more about the program and what you'll get out of it if you decide to join us. So, in Time Well Spent Coaching, we start with the premise that we've got to know ourselves better exactly as we are. Your brain, my brain, everyone else's brain, they're all different. We've all got different circumstances, we've got different real world constraints. And it's really important to start from that premise because we want to be able to find strategies that are going to work for you and your specific life and brain. So, there are a number of different traits, tendencies, etc., that are going to let us kind of pinpoint and triangulate so we can pick strategies that are likelier to work for you than other strategies. This is not a program where the, guru says, "Hey, do it this way because it worked for me." No, this is a program where you learn about yourself and how to build the strategies that are going to work for you in the long term. So we don't have that kind of habit yo-yo happening. Then we move into task management. Now, task management may not sound that sexy, but you know what? It's one of my favorite topics. Maybe you have, maybe you've realized that by now, because it helps us to offload the mental load. Task management is just about creating a single trusted system where everything you have to do, or think you have to do, or might have to do lives, so that you can better get that out of your head, offload the mental load, not be worrying about, oh, you know what? I know I'm forgetting something. I just don't know what it is or when it's going to come back to bite me. And instead have an externalized system for all of this, right? So that you don't have to keep it in your brain, which is just not a very good task management way to be, right? Because it's rife for losing things and for not having things come back at the same time or for spinning out and thinking about the same things all of the time. So we're going to build a single trusted system to keep track of all the things you need to do without using your memory to do it. Then we're going to move into prioritization, right? Prioritization is about learning how to say no. It's about how to not be overcommitted. It is about understanding that you're not going to do everything. Unfortunately, we are not going to do everything in life, but I will teach you how to prioritize in such a way that you will be confident that the things you did today were more important than the things you didn't do, and that you have a plan for the things, and that you are saying no and yes to the right things, and that you are not forgetting about things or letting things just slip by, but you know what is going on and you are prioritizing the things that match with what is important to you instead of just kind of letting the day happen to us. We're also going to move into planning. So, planning, we don't want it to take a lot of time, but it is actually really important. Planning saves us tons of time in the long run. And planning also has been shown to reduce stress pretty significantly, as much as deep breathing and meditation. So, I am going to teach you a couple of really impactful planning strategies so that you can do a couple of things. One, mentally disconnect from work at the end of the day and on the weekend so that you are able to live in the rest of your life without that nagging to-do list of all of the things, right? And two, so that you are able to start each day with a plan, a realistic plan, a ruthlessly realistic plan that is about what you actually have time to do, right? We want to move from this position of planning, as if you had all the time in the world or the best case scenario, to planning for the time you actually have. Planning not for the time you wish you had, but the time that actually exists on your calendar so that you can achieve what I call task realism or time realism, where we are really setting ourselves up for success by planning for the time that we have available instead of giving ourselves a list of 50 things to do, hoping that they get done, and then feeling bad about ourselves when we end up pushing, 45 of them to tomorrow. We are going to move into communicating, right? So email, messages, Slack, etc. How do you communicate with other people? How do you manage your email so that you're not feeling like you're drinking from a fire hose? I get everybody to inbox zero, and we have a way to stay there that doesn't involve spending all of our time in email. You're going to be more responsive to people while spending less time in those messaging systems. We also then move into our calendar. So I bet you have a lot of meetings, way more meetings than feel like they're useful. And in this program, we're going to do a calendar audit to help make sure that the things on your calendar are the right things. I'm also going to help you with how to communicate that stuff to other people because you don't live in a vacuum, right? You're not working in a vacuum. You're going to have to interact with other people. And we want to make sure that not only do you have the right things on your calendar, they make sense, but that you know when it's appropriate to schedule a meeting, when you don't need to, how to push back if you need to, so that your calendar can go from looking like a brick wall of meetings or Swiss cheese to really having a lot of open space for you to do the things that you need to do to get into deep focus when you need to. We also dive deep into habits and habit building. And this is because a lot of the things that we do in this program, they involve habits and habit change. And habits do not get made on willpower and motivation, at least not in my experience. We use science-backed strategies to help to build habits and to break habits so that you don't have to use what are really fleeting resources, willpower and motivation. We don't always have access to those, and we end up just feeling bad about ourselves that we didn't have as much willpower as we wanted to have. Instead, we're going to use a bunch of science-backed strategies to help us to make habits easier to build and easier to break. We're also going to move into efficiency. So I'm willing to bet that you have a certain amount of time that you want to devote to being productive and doing work, and that there's a lot of time that you don't want to devote to that. Me too. And so we're going to talk about you're going to learn a number of different efficiency techniques to help you to do more work during the time that you want to work so that you have more time for all of the other stuff. So these are things like templatizing and outsourcing and delegation and batch processing and using found time, just lots of different techniques that you can use to be more efficient about your time so that you have more time for all the other things too. And then we also focus on focus. If you have ever been alone in a room, your phone's not even there, nobody's around, and you still can't focus, then you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it can be so hard to drop into focus when you need to. And in this program, we teach a number of different skills to help you do just that. On the flip side of that is distractions, right? But they're not the same. It's not like, oh, we just don't have any distractions and now we're focused. But at the same time, distractions cause a lot of issues for us. Distractions actually steal so much of our time. Studies show that not only does it take us about 23 minutes to recover once we get distracted, to get refocused on the next thing, but that we get distracted, every 11 minutes or so, probably even worse by now, such that most people spend about a third of their workday just recovering from distractions. Imagine if you could remove even some of these and gain back that time so that you wouldn't have to spend the time working after dinner or on the weekend. So that's what this program really covers. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. And the best part about time well spent coaching is that you're not left to your own devices to figure all of that stuff out for yourself. I'm going to be with you 100% of the way. You'll have coaching office hours with me. You'll have on-demand coaching. You'll have co-working focus sessions to help you get some silent focus work done with some accountability. You'll have a community of others who are in the same boat, who have similar goals, who are working towards the same things. And you will see that you are not alone and that you are able to make a lot of progress. I created this program with you in mind. It's for the busy, it's for the overwhelmed. It is designed so that you can make meaningful progress in the small chunks of time that you have available to you. Imagine what it would feel like to wake up in the morning with a truly realistic plan and to fall asleep knowing that the things that you did today were more important than the things you didn't do and that you had a plan for everything else. What if instead of being stuck in reactive mode all day, every day, working hard but barely crossing anything off the list, you were able to proactively work towards your own priorities and goals? What if you didn't have to decide whether to catch up on work on the weekend or to actually enjoy your weekend? If you decide to join me in Time Well Spent coaching with this special deal that I'm offering you, you will not have to imagine. Because you're part of this podcast family, and maybe you're even on my email list, but if not, go ahead and get over there. You are getting access to this special discounted rate, but only for a limited time. So if you want to find out more, check down in the show notes. You can click the link there. And you know what? If you've still got questions for me, well, my email is in the show notes as well. I hope to see you in Time Well Spent coaching. And that's a wrap on today's episode of the Do More, Stress Less podcast. If you found the episode helpful and you're ready to finally feel calm, focused, and fully in control of your time, you might want to check out Time Well Spent Coaching, the step-by-step program that I designed to help you build practical, sustainable strategies into your life so that you can reclaim your time once and for all. You can learn more or join us anytime at alexishasselberger.com or the link in the show notes. See you next time on the podcast.